So what are you discussing about? What is today's topic? Well, today's topic was given by Ephraim Lalisa, and he asked us when is the right time to get married. Mikey, would you like to summarize your response to those who just joined?
When I summarize it, like you have to be sure that it's what you want. Like you have to be sure this is the life you want. And big point is like when you find a good person, like the one you want to spend your life with, entire life, it's forever. So you have to be very much sure, and you have to get your mind ready, your body, whatever. Like you're expected, you have to give your time. It's the biggest asset. Like you have to give your time for your family. After marriage, there is a kid coming up, so you have to know like your whole plan, your life plan will completely be changed. Like whenever you make a decision, you have to think about the other person's perspective. It's like you will not go somewhere, like you want to travel, you want to put out, like you want to take a break from your work. This kind of decisions will affect the other person. So you have to be very much aware of what you want to do. Like you should be very much aware. So that's my summarization for this topic.
Thank you very much, Mikey. Thank you. And we have another
Hey
guest.
everyone.
Hey, did you hear? Thank you. Okay, did you hear the topic of conversation?
Yeah.
Okay, so what are your thoughts?
My thoughts regarding this topic.
Yeah.
In my opinion, it's a person. The right time to get married depends on what he thinks, what he knows about marriage. First, he or she have to answer for him or herself about, am I ready? Not only in financially, in every aspect, like psychologically, and any other situations must be assured by himself first. Because once you get married, there is no turning back, because marriage is great and happens. It's a great gift from God, so you should have to respect until the end of your life. So you should have to really take care before you start the relationship or to start the marriage. So somebody who needs to get married first, like I said, he has to make sure that he really ready what is marriage first. He have to answer it. You know what I mean? Not only financially, like I said, but by any situations. After marriage, once you started to marriage, when you started to get married, there is no turning back. So can you capable until the end? Can you go with that person? Can I manage the marriage situation? Because it's very difficult. Not seems like it's easy. Once you get it, it's very difficult. So you have to very strong person. This is not simple. It's not playing games. It's serious lifetime you spend. So I think first you have to make sure that. I think that's my point.
Thank you very much, Nigusse, for sharing your thoughts. I have a follow-up question. When you said there is no turning back, do you think divorce is the way to give us another opportunity to turn back or to reverse the wrong decision when we decided to marry that person?
What I'm trying to saying is, when you're ready to get married, without answering the previous point, let's say you get married with someone, without assurance, like a few years knowing each other, and you just started your marriage. So after you married, the persons may not like what you thinking before. People change. Some days people change, not always the same people, by different reasons. So are you ready to manage that? It's very difficult, so you have to make sure that first, not for that person, first you have to responsible for your own situation, your behavior. Can I manage it even if that person's go beyond my expectation or not? So that is the point, what I'm saying. Even if he or she makes some things very bad situation, so getting divorced is one of the reasons. I think that's it.
Can I add a topic in here?
Oh, sure.
Okay, let me add, like, when you ask like married people or newlywed couple, like, are you sure this is what you want? How do you decide to get married? Most of them like, no, like they're not 100% sure. The only thing they know is like they love each other and they think it's a time to get married. The timing was one of the big reasons. And after they get married, somehow they start to change their plans. Like, I can give you an example with my friend, and she has a huge plan for her to move from it, like studying. But after she get married, like she got like immediately get her pregnant and had a kid, and then she just changed to what she used to say, like, I want to continue my master's degree, I want to do this, I want to go there, moving to Addis. She completely changed it after getting married. Like, if getting married is one of the cause for you completely change for other person, is this really advisable? So this is one of my questions I want to ask today. Can you
Okay,
really
Maki,
advise a person to get married?
yeah, so Maki, I want you to go first. What are your thoughts on your own question?
In my thought, I'm being very much single, so my thought is on single person.
You're off the hook.
So I'm not like those with the love hormone, whatever, I'm not affected by this kind of influence. But it depends, whoever you ask to. If they're in love, they like it's much like it's true. Like, love is make you blind. That's much true. But if you're not the kind of influence, then you can give a straight answer. Okay, you can give a straight answer. For me, I can give you straight answer. No, it's not. I have my plan. I've been, trying my best for me to be, whatever I want to. Financially stable. I don't need any guy. This kind of thoughts makes you who you are. But at the same time, when you start a family, that you put them first. Like, nothing else matter. Like, you think that that's not the priority right now. Like, your family, your kids, your husband is the one thing that matter. Like, that kind of influence will have, like, eventually will come to you. Even if you're not agree before, after you join this marriage life, you will like completely change your mind. This is what I want, and I can understand. But in my perspective now, I am more focused on growing myself than creating, another family. I feel I want a time. Like, I feel like I can, if I get a time, then like I want to be someplace even near to someplace where I want to be. But they're also very much strong people who can do both. They can work on their ambition. Very much strong woman. So this happen in rarely. It happen in very rare case. But in my case, like, no. So I'm not a good person to be asking for relationship advice, actually. But I'm very much, I'm like putting myself first. That you have to like, I have to be shown something to create the kind of family. But their advice also makes sense. But I want to add this topic. People really, really, I have like mixed feeling for it.
Yeah, so I want to hear what Nigusse has to say about your question, and I want to add another question, which is, when Maki said, these people's priorities will change because, for instance, when a woman gives birth to a child, of course, her baby is going to be her priority. Therefore, but I want to look at it from a different perspective. I think that's what makes us human. Prioritizing another person's happiness, another person's safety over ours. So don't you think that's just, our human nature showing us how magical life is? Because if you're a mom, I'm not a mom yet, but yeah, if you're a mom and you're willing to drop everything for your child. Yeah. I think that is the sweetest thing ever.
The biggest blessing, because I know how much people can actually suffer not getting to get a child if they want to. That's the biggest blessing that God can actually give you. I'm not like against marriage or having kids. My question is how much fast, like, we're very much pressurized for us to move to that kind of a space immediately after graduation. Let's talk in Ethiopian perspective. Like, if a girl actually joining university, like, she will probably like 24, she would finish up the school. And then after that, before even she tried to get a job, like even working for 2 years or 3 years, then immediately people trying to judge her, why you not get married, what you need to have, you need to start to have, family, whatever. People keep pushing you, especially when you are a girl. So I always envy the time the man has, the time at least they give them a certain amount of time for them to realize, to breathe even. But this kind of pressure, like, you will have to have some plan for yourself, okay? After that, like, you want to continue your education? No. If a kid comes, you are not going to continue your education if you want to. After you have a first child, and then people keep asking you to add another. So when you will be in this circle of pressure after you like, it will be a sell for you. Like, they keep adding this pressure for you they give you very much reasonable advice for you to consider. Yes, of course, I wanted this, I wanted this, yeah. And then you completely forgot who you were before, when you were taught, okay? That's kind of shifting you will see, like, completely in a certain amount of time past, like, when you go to the future, like, when you see yourself, oh my God, how am I getting here? I know I have my kids, I know I have my husband, but what was my dream before, What was I saw myself into? Like, after, I think life will become more short, in my thoughts. Like, you no longer work for yourself. You no longer think for yourself. You think about your kids. Like, your kids come first. So I feel sorry for that kind of, the like work you put into for the last 20 whatever year. But at the end, it's change is good. But I feel like we should live a little bit. We should live a
Yeah.
little bit, we should see a little bit. And Ethiopian life is much controlled. It's much like it's one place. Like most of our life is stuck into one place, stuck within one job, stuck within one continuous cycle. So when you see in a I don't advise what's going on in a foreign countries. Like too much open-minded. I don't advise, but at the same time they somehow live their life. Even if with the kid came, even if they had a kid, they continue to live their own life. They continue to chase their dreams. They continue, but in Ethiopia, it's much not like it's not happening. Like your husband's family pressure, your own family pressure, society pressure, you work like your colleagues pressure. So, in my thought, like it's a good advice, but I want the girls to take their time to think about it. Really, you lose too much. Even if you gain some, but you lose too much with yourself. So that's my thought.
Thank you very much, Maki, for sharing your thought. Nigusse, do you think society pressures or society puts pressure on women to get married at a certain age? What is your experience? Over to you.
Yeah, I think it's okay. Yeah, it has a pressure on our society, pushes the girls to get married on a certain age. We know that because girls have a lifetime until 35 or 30. It's better to get married before 30 most of the time. So the society thinks why, because it's natures and different reasons, and mostly it's nature's the reasons. So after that is very probability to get birds. I think that is the pressure.
Oh, thank you very much.